We're good to go? All right, cool. All righty. All right, 3, 2, 1. Hey, guys, what's going on? And welcome to episode 214 of the KBMOD podcast. It is November 15th, 2015. And we've got, I think this is the first time that we've had the full quote-unquote crew on for a while, if I'm not mistaken, Brandon.
Yeah, we've been traveling.
Are we a crew with a C or a K?
K.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're definitely...
Instinct says K. And an R, and then a 3 for the E, and then a W.
Definitely.
100%. Yeah, John's been busy, been traveling, got a lot going on, and Nick was on last week, but yeah, so we've been missing John a bit, and Katie Zen's always here, because, when he's not at Family Video, what else has he got to do?
Oh my fucking God.
You just clock out?
I'm sorry. All right, listen, I'm going to limit my Family Video jokes to 2 per, not necessarily episode, but just 2 per Skype call. So that's it. I'm out for now. Okay. I just love Family Video as a name for a store for some reason.
No, if someone's tuning in for the first time, what is Family Video?
What's the context?
If you've never heard of it, it's
I would like
rental store.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful place where you can go to keep yourself updated on all kinds of. Yeah, exactly. Also view movies like Ex Machina, which I rented. Have any of you seen it?
Wow, name one that's slightly relevant.
It came out this year.
Yep.
I agree. We're a crew with a 3 instead of an E as well. It's a K and a 3 instead of an E.
We said that, John.
I saw that in chat. I missed that. I was something else.
So at Family Video, do you come in and do you actually rent out physical DVDs?
Yes, and it's terrible because they don't tie it to your card or anything. So technically, there's nothing keeping you from just running away with it. It's not like Redbox to where it charges your card. Yeah, it happens quite often.
What a terrible system!
I have not worked there for months.
You would think they should start tying it to people's actual financial.
If Blockbuster can't make that business model work, how is a small video chain?
They're killing it, man. That's what you think. You get the big players out of the game, make it a niche market, and fucking profit. Get those fucking DVD rentals out. Get those VHS rentals out. People want. There's a market. They're so thirsty for it right now. And Family Video is the only one giving it to them right now.
Yeah, if you can't get Netflix, it's a good.
I do love me a nice VHS.
Oh yeah, we were talking in the pre-show about that there are obviously no more Blockbusters anymore, or I was informed that there are no brick and mortar stores. But Blockbuster, I thought, had the Redbox thing too that they tried. They had the Netflix thing they tried.
They did an online service, but it was fucking shit.
There was another one that wasn't Redbox. I forget which one it was.
I could have sworn there's a blue Blockbuster one too. That was the same idea.
Thing.
Yeah, I don't know if those exist anymore either, but
I honestly can't understand why you would want to walk in a store instead of go to a Redbox kiosk. The worst part of doing that is having to talk to people.
I don't know why you would want to walk to a Redbox kiosk when you can turn on any machine in 2015 in your home and it can give you movies.
Yeah,
I could see a lot of people with bad internet or something. I could see why you wouldn't necessarily want to.
Yeah, not everybody's got
Redbox.
Broadband.
Redbox only lets you rent for 1 day, if I'm not wrong. Also, Redbox doesn't have candy, so get shit on.
Oh, there you go. That was Family Video had the candy.
The renting for a longer time period is the biggest scam, because if you're renting a movie, you're watching it that night.
I love this movie so much, Brandon, and I'm not ready to let it leave my life.
Yeah, that's what I thought about too. Why is there a 5-day option?
I understood renting games for longer than 1 day because you might not be able to finish a game in 1 day.
Listen. I can't afford to just flat out buy my big fat Greek wedding. I can rent it for 5 days at a time.
Oh god.
Monthly basis.
Oh, damn. I've seen that movie 4 times. I don't know why. I just very familiar with it.
I've seen it multiple times, but is there a joke that involves Windex? Is somebody drinking Windex or something? Am I thinking of something else completely?
You know what? It kind of sounds familiar. Maybe I don't know it as well as I used to.
While I was watching my big fat Greek wedding, I was drinking Windex to wipe my memory.
Oh, yeah, that could be. That makes more sense. But
so have any of you seen Ex Machina?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's good.
It's pretty
I like
good.
it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I liked the ending.
Are you like a movie connoisseur because you work there? Do they just let you take movies home all the time?
Well, I don't work there. Let's make this very clear.
Oh, that wasn't clear.
No. I thought that was the running joke. I haven't worked at Family Video until like March, but APL just keeps.
Yeah, sorry, that's the.
You full-time streaming? No.
Yeah,
full-time?
that's what I do.
Do you post on the IMDb forums?
Movies. Yeah, please subscribe to KBZ18 on IMDb.
I'll look you up, man. I'll look you up.
Thanks. Not affiliated with KBMOD at all because I don't want to. That's career suicide.
That's
anyways.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what went on besides obviously some solid hours being put in at Family Video? What else happened?
Oh my!
What are you doing? 30, 40 hours?
You have to talk. You have to punch in on a time card, or do they have like a computer system there?
I'm streaming on that computer system right now, dude.
Oh, okay. Wow, you sound good. It's pretty solid.
Yeah, Family Video Internet. It's
No, but anybody can go at this point. But what did something? I don't know why I stuttered. Sorry.
Yep. I'm breaking out. I have a work story from a place that's not Family Video.
Go. Okay. Sorry. Go ahead.
There was a woman that got pretty mad. She was about to buy about $40 worth of things, and then we have to, we always have to see an ID with a card. And then she didn't have her ID, and she instantly was furious, like, if I have to go get my ID, you're going to lose the sale. And
technically, it's not a sale, it's a rental. It's a rental, it's not a sale.
Yeah. No, it's not a rental. The place I do work is not a rental store. God damn it, people.
I'm getting confused now.
I don't understand. Where do you work?
It's a place called Disc Replay. It's a used game and movie store.
Oh, that's right.
You
that's
rent
right.
out
Disc Replay
games.
I just love the idea of you going from Family Video to Disc Replay.
Does Disc Replay appreciate your... Like, did you have on your resume that you'd worked at Family Video and you were like a shoo-in? Because they were like, no one has this experience anymore.
In a store like that.
We need a young kid that knows how to rent obsolete media.
Someone with a passion for old ways of doing
Apparently this is what your boss sounds like. Come over and slang some old Xbox 360 games to teenagers. Anyone want any games for the original Wii? My Mario Galaxy 1 and 2.
Oh,
so
sorry.
So did you
anyway,
make the sale?
The woman got really mad.
It's not even important. It's not even an important story anymore. I just thought it was funny.
But now I'm like, no, I really want to know if you made the sale or not.
No, it's just I said if you don't have your ID, you can't do it. And she started yelling at her like daughter and left. And then she comes back in 10 minutes with her ID, completely silent because she knew that it was embarrassing to come back in with your ID. And then when we finally had her ID scanning the card, it got declined.
Oh.
And just,
that's really a sad story. I feel depressed after that.
No.
I don't feel good.
Yeah,
Maybe
that's why I didn't want to say it anymore. No, I don't think that was it.
This woman had a breakdown in the store in front of her child. She comes back with her ID.
Yeah.
She's over her credit limit, and you thought that was a fun little work story.
Nice. Fucking
wow. I just thought it was funny.
You know what? I got a sick story for this week. I fucking trolled this woman in front of her kid. Not good. Fucking roasted her ass.
God.
Yeah. Don't you be coming in here with that cool... You don't have credit for her. Get out.
This really puts a whole perspective of my life, like laughing at other people's misery.
Swipe hard, it charged her, but he was like,
I don't
sorry,
know
just decline, and then she just started weeping, and then he's like, it's a prank, bro, it's a fucking prank.
Don't cry in the store, bitch.
Yeah,
that's
okay.
Fucking joke.
I really have... Wow, alright. Well, I'd like to apologize if you're listening, woman who card was declined. I'm sorry to kind of call you out.
Sensitive.
Yeah, she is. She's an audio listener.
Definitely.
Okay. Does anybody else have any stories involving not some other person's unfortunate finances?
God damn it. I feel terrible.
No, it's all right. What was her name? Did you get her name, by the way? Maybe we can
I'm not gonna say
really
her
put her on
name.
blast.
We'll set up a GoFundMe.
Yeah, a GoFund for the 40. Yeah, that's a really good idea.
For the $4.99 for the movie rental.
So, these, I've been renting out a part of my apartment, right, to a family of 4. They were really thriving, and then today I was just like, haha, gonna fucking troll these people, evicted, get out of my fucking house. Get on the streets, bitch.
Wow.
Isn't that?
Yeah, that's what we're doing, I think. I think that's kind of how this conversation has been steered.
Unfortunate scenarios. What a piece of shit.
All right.
Not Katie Zen, the woman that got her card declined. What a piece of shit.
All right, Brandon. Did you have anybody else have anything this week? And then we'll jump into what we've been playing.
I mean, I've had an interesting last couple of weeks for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's going on?
I bought a house, and I'll be moving into that very soon. I also bought 3 $700 monitors because my mom said that was a good idea when she was visiting me.
Actually consulted with your mother for the...
Yeah. I was like, Mom, these monitors that I want, they're like on sale for $50 off. And I was like, convince me not to buy them. She's like, you should buy them. I'll buy one for your 1-year anniversary gift with your wife. And I was like, oh, okay. So I did. And G-Sync is probably the greatest piece of technology just ever. It's unbelievable. It's the best shit I've ever seen. And 1440p is not bad either, mind you. But the G-Sync is really where it shines. Like, you feel... Everything feels smooth to about 60 FPS, so
what
it's
monitors
good.
did you get for people?
I got the what are these back here? These are the I can't remember the numbers offhand, but the PG27 8Qs. They are ridiculous. I shouldn't have bought them, but I do not regret it. I do not regret it.
I mean, those things will probably last you for a while. I would assume.
Probably. Yeah, I think so.
You're gonna probably get at least a couple years out of that.
Yeah.
And then when they get obsolete, you can hook up your N64 to them and play GoldenEye. So
there's no HDMI ports. There's like nothing.
Yeah,
it's just DisplayPort.
Oh, okay.
Can you plug a DVD player up to that and then put some rentals in from Family Video?
No, I can't, unfortunately. Yeah, but that's what's going on with me.
That's cool.
Bought a house. That's cool.
Is that? Are you? Yeah. How's that?
It was actually less than his 3 monitors.
Right.
It's actually the mortgage per month will be less than my 3 monitors cost. Yes.
Oh, God.
Yep. It's way cheaper than renting. Is all I'm gonna say.
That sounds like
if you can make the down payment on the house, which is the bad part, it's like way cheaper than renting out here.
Yeah.
So it was a smart fiscal decision.
When's the kegger?
Probably about a month after I move in. I got to redo the kitchen and stuff.
Yeah, but at least you saved $150 off of them.
Off of the 2,400, I saved 150. So it's good. It was a good deal.
Yeah, it basically paid for itself.
If you know anywhere where we could have like a kegger and maybe rent Ex Machina on the way, stop and pick it up on the way. And I also hit a level 100 on my hunter this week. That's what we played, but that's something cool that happened, right?
No, I like you being efficient here.
I watched a YouTube video about like this way to level characters really fast, and my hunter was level 92, and I leveled him from 92 to 100 in 2 hours. It was pretty sick.
What was the secret?
Just
Can you share it? Or
doing bonus objectives with these 300 experience potions. Pretty rad.
Okay.
I like
Is that a hack?
No.
Sounds like a hack.
No, it's not a hack.
Are you using the potion hack?
I am using the potion hack.
You didn't have to go into the hex hash, right, and change any little of those matrix number thingies.
No, you just extract it anywhere but the WoW folder and run the exe.
Run the hack exe in the folder itself. Yeah. It installs for you.
I'm down for
from the Blizzard launcher.
I'm always down for tips and tricks. Tips and tricks.
Tips and tricks. Yeah.
I'm always down for someone giving me a tip and then telling me to go to travel somewhere.
Yeah, I bet you have lots of guys giving you the tip.
Yeah. Well,
tips and trips.
Tips and trips. Okay, Brandon. What about you? You can just go with gaming if nothing super exciting this week.
Yeah, I didn't really have much exciting happening this week.
Okay.
Just catching up on work and stuff. But this week, from gaming, I played a little bit more Overwatch. Not a whole lot. I didn't have much time to play, but I tried out the new heroes in Overwatch, and they all seem pretty cool. D.Va, the mech, girl seems really good, and they released a patch that did some balancing stuff. I'm really looking forward to playing Overwatch with more people, because there's only a handful of people that have it now, and I haven't even tried to play it alone because I think it sounds awful.
Yeah.
But it's so much fun to play with other
people.
people.
Can't be that bad alone. It's not like the most serious game in the world. I can see it being frustrating, but
it's not. It's just that like you want to have that voice communication. I feel like it's one of those games that you have to have voice communication in order to like really enjoy when you're playing. Because you have to push together. You have to combine your ultimate abilities and stuff. Like I just don't want to play with people that are gonna potentially be like testing out classes and not really caring about the team. So anyway, played a bit of that. I played the new Hearthstone expansion. They released that this week. They released the first wing, and it was fun, but it was really easy. Like really easy. I used just a normal constructed deck that I play in constructed and beat all three with the same deck. So it was very easy, but I haven't played the heroic version yet. I'm sure that's a little harder. But that was fun. It's like $20, and it seems like an okay value for $20 over like 3 or 4 weeks.
I'm sure if you're a regular Hearthstone player, you were going to buy it anyway. So
that's the thing. It's like, yeah, if you play Hearthstone, you basically have to buy it because it is a good value considering all of the cards that you get, and like a lot of those cards end up being, or not a lot, but some cards end up being staples of decks that you're going to want to play once they all come out. But then over this weekend, I have been playing the StarCraft II Legacy of the Void campaign.
Ooh.
And it is really good so far. I'm only maybe I'm halfway through or so. But I think I've talked about it on the podcast before. But I really like the StarCraft II campaigns. I think they're like from gameplay from a gameplay perspective for an RTS game. I think they are some of the best single player RTS games. The story for Heart of the Swarm was not great, but the gameplay still, like the actual missions, were a lot of fun. And Legacy of the Void so far, it's the same kind of deal, like pretty similar to Heart of the Swarm in like the layout, and you kind of pick your mission from the same. The screen looks similar and stuff, but I think the story is a little better, and the gameplay is awesome. So I've been really enjoying it so far, and I think it's like, I mean, if you already own StarCraft 2, I see no reason why you wouldn't pick this up and play it, unless you just really don't like single-player real-time strategy games.
Are you running any doubles with Tasia?
I actually saw
King Prime.
I saw there is a co-op mode, and I don't.
The campaign, or is it's a different?
I think it's for So I think there is Archon mode that's just online, right? But I think there is also a co-op mode that has missions and stuff, and I actually didn't realize that, and I haven't played it yet because I don't have anyone to play with. But I would like to try that out if anyone at some point wants to play the co-op StarCraft stuff.
I bought it so I don't have to play it.
It is one of those games that I always like. I play through, and then once I'm done, I usually don't go back to it. Like I don't play any StarCraft Online, but the single player I think is really good, and it's by the end of it, it's probably like 12, 15 hours. I feel like if you listen to all the dialogue and stuff. So I think it's a pretty good value for what it is. So, I mean, I don't know that that's any surprise to anyone. Those are generally pretty high-quality products. But
do you know how long the campaign is supposed to be?
Longer than Halo 5's.
Well, that's so far. I think so far I've probably played maybe 6 to 8 hours, and like I'm probably a little slow at the game. Like I generally build up a pretty big base, and I'm doing like the bonus objectives and stuff. But I think it's like, even if you're going through it quickly, I think it's probably at least 10 hours.
Okay, yeah.
So it's a pretty good value.
Cool.
That's like 2 Halo 5's.
Just gonna measure everything and
And
like
how many Halo 5's?
There is, I mean, if you've played a StarCraft campaign before, you know this, but there are a lot of kind of cinematics, and there's a lot of dialogue and stuff. So if you do like the StarCraft story, there is a lot of that. Like they do not shortchange you even though it's an expansion. Like, you get a lot of content for that money. So I think it's a really good game. Once we're done with this, I'm gonna keep playing.
Is Tibbers in the game? He's my favorite character.
All right, you know what?
God damn.
Just make sure you don't waste Tibbers. Use him in the correct situation.
Yeah, don't burn that ult.
Team fights only.
Definitely great for helping control aggro against with an AD. So anyway, all right, that's cool, Brandon. What about KD? I know we've just kind of been riffing on you all day, or all podcast. But what did you play this week? I know you played some Fallout leading up to the release.
Actually, I'm a terrible person, and I've sat down a few times thinking like I'm gonna play some Fallout 4 for the video I'm doing, but I just thought, I just am so close to the gold camo on Black Ops 3, and so
are there gold camos?
Yeah, there are gold camos. This is the first time I've actually ever tried to get like those kind of camos in Black Ops.
Oh, you're taking this one serious. This is the one.
Oh, I'm taking it. Yeah, it's hardcore.
This is
it
the
matters
one.
now. Yeah,
you can tell. First impressions,
week
dude. 1. This is the game for me. Long term.
Before the cast, Ches came in here in the chat, said, "Guys, game's dying. There's no player base. Arena's dead. Arena's gone."
Yeah, man.
So
taking
I don't know if
soon.
I'd be invested in RIP Arena in Black Ops 3. So what do you like? You just having fun with?
Oh, it's fun.
You like the game, obviously, but
it's more Call of Duty. It feels like the most Call of Duty of all. But it's really, I feel like it really embraced that kind of run and gun. One thing that I feel is really surprising is that there's a lot of dumb bullshit in the game, which is really odd considering Treyarch with Black Ops 2 tried to be more like competitive of them all. And
they
then
generally tried to make it not super
Yeah, you have
bullshit.
shit like the Purifier. Yeah, and now we have like the Purifier, the Flamethrower, Auto Shotty, the Haymaker. That's just it's very easy to get frustrated, but you have to go into it like, I'm going to die to some dumb shit, but I have to not be upset about it because no one can really consistently.
What's some of the dumb stuff?
You get what I'm saying? Well, there's a Flamethrower. Like, you remember, you've got
Flamethrower is fucking retarded.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb. You remember the Flamethrower from Black Ops 1? Like, I assume you've all played Black Ops 1.
Well, Flamethrowers have been that's like Treyarch's thing too, is they love fire stuff.
Now, like, if you hit someone with one tick of the Flamethrower, it will continue to burn them, and regardless of how long how many ticks you have, they will die to like one hit from it. And it's got a really good range to like the beam of the Flamethrower. There's things like Rejack, which is basically Last Stand, but they
hold on.
Oh, sick. Yeah.
Wait, I'm tweeting Vaughn. What did you say? I'm tweeting Vaughn to nerf the Flamethrower.
Last Stand is back. Fuck you, Vonderer. No, it's really, really frustrating. I don't understand why they would bring back a mechanic like that when they've made such a big deal about taking it out.
It's like a strange choice.
Yeah. It's a tactical, and then you watch like the competitive stuff, and it just doesn't belong at all, like an MLG. And I'm really surprised. I honestly thought there was gonna be like a playlist for like no specialist abilities, but there's none of that.
You know, I did watch some of the. Sorry to cut you off, but when you talked about competitive, it triggered me. I was watching some of the Tostino's.
Wait, what?
What was it?
Yeah.
It's an actual tournament at Tostino's.
Yeah,
it was.
Yeah. And it was pretty entertaining. They had a lot of viewership.
Nothing legitimizes video games like snack food tournaments.
What I didn't understand was there was a camera that was like I was coming in and out, but there was a plate of pizza rolls, and then like always in a shot. And I don't know what was the point of that. Were they? Like,
I would go pro for unlimited pizza rolls.
Yeah,
Dude,
but it felt like they like with Black Ops 3 they were trying to gear it and make it Halo like with the special like with the weapons. So like. Because like with power weapons or abilities, because like whatever that revolver is that you get, they're like, oh, he's got to make these shots count, just like power weapons.
That shit is also dumb. It's like a one-shot handgun at any range.
Right.
Oh my!
But anyway, it just felt like they were kind of and watching it, I was like, this is with the like obviously even better mobility, less floaty than kind of Halo, but the game is getting more and more similar, like in that sense.
Yeah,
I think. Obviously a lot faster.
Somewhat. Yeah, I will say that like going from Advanced Warfare to this, I played Advanced Warfare like very recently, and it does feel like it controls a lot smoother. I find.
It's a good PC.
Yeah, I actually picked up a new PS4 controller. Also, it's like the the PlayStation 1 kind of theme to it, where it's the gray and it's
Oh
got the
yeah,
color
those one looks so nice.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
Very sexy.
I'm staring at it right now. But no, that's basically Black Ops 3. That's all I played.
Okay.
I didn't realize that so many people didn't like Advanced Warfare. Mostly because like I played it like for 2 days and then I just stopped and I never looked back.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize like
the
like,
guns
a lot of
weren't.
people were not about it.
It felt like very random because like anytime anyone got into a gunfight, all they would do was well, this is me speaking on console. They would just hit A or X twice, go miles into the air, and really messing up like the verticality is kind of difficult to adapt to. And because of that, it felt really like Advanced Warfare felt kind of random. And in Black Ops 3, because you're so vulnerable when you're wall running and you ascend a lot slower, it feels like it's like the idea that they had in Advanced Warfare like kind of improved upon a bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
And also Advanced Warfare had like two guns that were generally favored above all else. The ASM-1 and the BAL, which I don't think you know what those are. But they're very...
Yeah, I know. No, dude, I go to the fighting range every other day.
Oh,
Usually.
nice.
Yeah, I used the battle rifle and the Spartan laser.
The shooting range. The Spartan laser. I don't think...
Yeah, I try to really get good with Power Sword time to time. I go to
It's
the gym.
energy sword, so just you can leave the podcast.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks.
Later, guys.
You got to really practice that
this
fucking lunge,
honor.
that lock-on lunge.
Oh, another
sword.
thing. One of the specialist abilities is worse than Commando. You get like a knife on your arm or something. They try to style like that, but it's Commando that actually homes in on people, and you zoom across like the game to knife people.
I saw a clip of
Ugh.
Optic Diesel getting a 5-man, but before he got the 5-man spray for the kill cam, this is not turning into a joke, I'm being dead serious. I don't know much about the game, but he like got shot, and I guess it was like he just got straight back up. It looked like his character fell on his face and then stood up. Is that a perk?
So
or maybe he
that's
was
the
stunned by
last
something?
It's do you
That is the
remember?
last
Was there a lot of smoke around him?
Yeah, I think that might have been.
Okay, it's where
It just looked like he had,
so,
it looked like he had
the blunt
died
blowing
and
perk.
instantly revived or something.
yeah. So Last Stand.
Right.
Take that, but that time you're on the ground, you are invisible and not targetable, and then you get back up with full HP, and
That's
you're
what it
able to
was.
look at other people while you're down there and set up your aim. It's
That sounds fun. That sounds like something I want to go against.
Oh
Definitely.
yeah, absolutely.
I
It's
haven't
game
run into
changing.
that. I've only run into the flamethrower shit.
Yeah,
Interesting.
but I mean, overall, I still have fun. Just
Is it better than Advanced
turning my
Warfare?
brain off.
Yes.
I would say so. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Next,
Rejack just sounds like a really filthy sex act, by the way. Like, it just sounds like... that's gross.
Jack.
It's like the new version of snowballing or something. I don't know.
All right.
Jack. God, I'm trying to think about what that would be.
We'll let you anything, but so just that game this week, pretty much for you.
Yeah. I also played just a very small bit of Bloodborne to get ready for the DLC.
A little smidgen, little taste.
Yeah.
Did you
Just a
play
little-
any, did you play any Fallout?
A lick. No.
I played like 10 minutes of Fallout.
Yeah, it's a bad game.
Yeah,
we'll get into it.
I
We'll get into it.
like to
No
binge
multiplayer.
those games,
Really
so
disappointing.
really
Yeah.
binge.
Shit game. I can't 1v1 the dog.
When I found out that they weren't going to have arena like they had in Fallout 3, I just anyway.
Yeah,
I knew it was gonna be
there's,
a wash.
there's no ranks. There's nothing. It's not even fucking competitively viable.
No, not at all.
Dude, you want to talk about games not being populated? Fallout 4 is dead, dude. I haven't seen any other players. I have like 20
Yeah.
hours. It's seen
That's true.
one.
Yeah, I wandered the
Fuck.
wasteland like
Yeah,
for
matchmaking
hours.
is pretty shit, honestly.
Yeah.
It's bad. All right, we done with that joke, or are we gonna? No, we'll return to it. But
Yeah, we can stop. We can stop.
We'll come back.
we'll come back to it. Nick, what did you play this week?
Fucking Halo 5, Dad.
All right, Dad. Cool, Dad.
That's pretty much it, I
That's
think.
about it. Okay.
Unless I'm forgetting anything.
So you're playing a lot of multiplayer, obviously, because you thought the campaign was short and shitty, which we talked
Well,
about.
yeah, I haven't touched the campaign since. There's no reason to.
Yeah. Did you beat it on Legendary, though, or did you play it
No,
on...
I did it on normal. I usually play through first on normal just to like get through the
Get the
story.
story.
And then sometimes I'll go back through, depending on if I actually like the campaign enough, then I'll go back and play it on Legendary. Which I've done for the first 3. I did it for Reach and ODST. I don't think I did it for 4 though. But
okay.
Multiplayer's good. There's an update coming out sometime this week, I think, which adds big team battle with like 4 maps. So that's nice. It's like an entirely new playlist. So that'll be at least something to do, and proves that they're actually like supporting it after it came out, which is
that'll be nice. Nice change.
Yeah. That's about it.
All right. Brandon already went, and so I will go real quick. I did play a little bit of Fallout 4, just like 3.5 or 4 hours on stream. We'll never do that again. Definitely going to be playing Fallout 4 off stream. But I liked what I played. I hadn't really played any of the previous Fallouts.
Don't you like getting tips from people in the chat?
I do. Well, and especially the thing is, I understand like Fallout's a game that you can only be played one way, so I get what people are saying. Like, you really should just play this one.
Yeah, play the one
because
you chose the wrong dialogue.
Right, exactly.
What
are you doing? Anyway, so yeah, the backseat gaming for Fallout's pretty nutty. So, but I did enjoy what I played, and also just again to pimp out our own coverage. Katie's then worked on that coverage as well, and I think Brad's in here as well helping organize it. But there is tons of Fallout 4 spoiler-free coverage on the KBMOD website, which was really well done. AJ did a really good video review.
Oh yeah,
the important part is spoiler-free.
Spoiler-free,
which is
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really good coverage. So good job.
There's only one thing. It's like the ending, but other than that, it's like totally.
Yeah.
95% spoiler free.
It's not about the ending. It's about the journey to get to the ending. So there's a lot of stuff in between.
Exactly.
That you don't spoil. So, played that. What else did I play? Played some CS:GO, and that was about it. I didn't play all that much this week. A lot of this week was getting the new stream setup going, and mostly
tell
audio.
Us about that journey, Scott.
It was a journey. So basically, it was just audio, which is, I think, if you talk to anybody that has a stream setup, usually audio is the more complicated thing or more finicky thing. And everything was set up right, but I was using onboard audio, which basically was causing everything not to work because it was so shitty. So actually yesterday, Nikon spent pretty much the whole day with me. We picked up some equipment, got off all the onboard audio stuff. I'm into a pretty nice mixer now, and everything's working. So I'm excited to actually be using, not streaming from one PC and having that kind of impact. Even just playing CS and stuff has been really nice. Definitely a noticeable difference. So that is good to go. But as a result, I didn't stream very much this week. So I am going to be playing Until Dawn. Katie, did you play Until Dawn yet, by the way?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I played that like the day it
I'm
came
excited.
Out.
I'm playing that
really
tomorrow, and I have been totally spoiler-free. I have not watched anything on it, so it'll be good to get back to it.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
It's a really good game to play with other people. Like, I marathoned it in one night with my brother, and it was really, really fun.
Yeah, and I hear... Anyway, okay, I will tell this story. So I went to a GameStop for the first time in... I can't tell you. In a mall, which I don't know. And I brought the game. I bought a used copy. I was like, I don't care. I just need to get it for tomorrow. And the guy, just his eyes lit up. It was like I had just handed him... And I could tell, I was like, oh, this is going to be a conversation. He was a nice guy. But he was just like, yeah, man. He's like, I've beaten this game 8 times. He's like, the first time, he's like, it took me, I don't know, like 8 hours. I played it slow. But then he's like, and then in the 3rd and 4th and 5th playthroughs, he was like, I was really honing in on the characters I didn't like. And he was really getting into it. I was like, oh, okay. And he's like, in the 7th time, I just killed all of the characters in 45 minutes as quickly as I could. He was like, it was so satisfying. I was like, cool, man. And I was like trying to like swipe my card and type in my PIN as fast as I can to get out. That's the thing is like, every time I have an experience like that, I don't know if I'm one of those people that people are just like, yeah, this guy wants to talk. this guy definitely wants to have an interaction. I don't know if I give off that vibe, but I feel like every time I'm ever at a GameStop, it's like a 15-minute affair, and I really wanted to walk in and walk out. So that's another thing against GameStop.
I think it's probably because you actually like have a proper neck beard. I mean, you are looking the part.
That's true. He probably and
when
to be
when
fair,
they see you walk in, they're like, "This guy wants to talk about games."
He's prime. He's perfect.
Yeah, they probably can. Yeah,
Can sell you.
Did he ask you? Did he ask you to put down $20 more to give your character the shotgun?
He
to
didn't
just break the game.
Is that actually a thing?
No, I mean like
okay.
Some games you can like pre-order and get the hand cannon to get the most overpowered weapon early in the game. Only at GameStop.
The thing I did appreciate about him though was he wasn't. Usually they're also really pushy about getting like the power card or whatever. And he was like, "Do you have a power card?" I was like, "Honestly, man, I haven't been in here in like 5 years." And he was like, oh, no worries. And then he dropped it. But then I had 10 more minutes of conversation about the game. And I was like, I've stayed spoiler free. I kept saying it because I was waiting for him to like give me a spoiler. And he's like, oh, I won't spoil it, man. He's like, I'm just Ant-Man. He's like, you got to come back. You got to come back and tell me how it was. I was like, sure, man. Absolutely. We'll have a.
He was probably glad to see you instead of, like, I imagine at this point the people going into GameStop are
not the diehards anymore.
Are either like super young kids who maybe don't necessarily have unfettered internet access, right, or together with their parents, or it's their parents by themselves. Like, you probably don't have many, actual, I don't know, late teens to early 20s to mid 20s gamers that can actually talk about games going into GameStop.
Right. No, and I think that's what it was, because I think he was just excited. Yeah, so now I sound like an asshole because I wasn't rude or anything.
We're just calling people out for their mistakes.
Welcome to the party. Yeah.
I guess me and Katie Zen are both assholes. But I was pleasant with him and stuff. I was just internally, I was just like, I want to leave. But he's a nice guy.
Unfortunately,
I caught a king salmon yesterday. I should have talked about that. That was pretty fucking sweet, right?
I saw that picture.
I saw that, dude.
That nice salmon too.
It definitely, the fact that you were
in my freezer right now.
You were wearing that TSM jacket. That had to help. I was
playing a fizz. And somebody did a face swap of me and the fish. And
I saw the face swap.
That was on the fish and the fish's
Oh, I have to find that. I have to find that.
It's really good.
Yeah, I unfortunately, out of this past month, I unfortunately went to GameStop much more, like 5 times, I think, in the past month.
And what do you 4 of those 5 GameStop 5 times in a month for?
I feel like it was probably over more than a month, but it was pre-ordering a certain game.
Wait, this is recent though?
Yeah, recent.
Why would you? Again, I ask.
Because
why would you walk into GameStop to pre-order a game?
You think I'd like walking into GameStop?
Well, the other thing, Katie, is this is scandalous because you work at a used game store. So what are you doing going to the end?
And cheating.
Yeah, but it's better than GameStop.
You're clearly a physical media aficionado.
No,
and
I know.
I'm still like you're not even faithful to the place you work at.
That needs to be your new Twitter profile. Physical media aficionado, PR guru, social media ninja. There you go. Done.
It's pretty good branding.
You will get hired. Without question.
There we go. That's all I need to put on the resume.
No, what I'm saying, Katie,
is
you're a traitor to your current business. Go to a GameStop, right?
Well,
aren't they the guys that are putting the little guys like your stores out of business? They can't compete. You can't compete with the big stores.
No, this is something that I really want, but unfortunately, that's the only place I can go to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I work at a used game store, and I want the new items.
What if you ordered online or something off of? You don't want to do the ship it. You just want to get it like the day you want to.
Oh, I want to know. I can put up with GameStop because
I get that.
More often than not, I have negative stories to tell people about. Because 4 of those 5 times were absolutely terrible. Like me calling the guy, like those amiibos, right? Those little figures. I buy those. And I'm talking.
You were talking about the people that work at GameStop.
No, those fucking I collect them.
The guy behind the counter, that fucking little amiibo.
It's like a shapeless blob behind the counter, and I'm swiping my credit card.
Fine.
It's not gonna be. Okay.
No,
sorry.
it's just calling them and like asking very, very specifically, is it this one? Is it this one? Are you looking at it right now? It's like, does it say this on the box? It's like, yeah, man, this is it. You want to come in? I can hold that for you. And I should have asked his name because I go in there and the guy's like, oh, we haven't had that for months. Are you sure you called this store? I was like, holy shit.
I kind of like that happened to you because like that's why no one goes to GameStop.
Yeah.
But, you really are the king of physical media because not only do you get your games physical, you get the game accessories, the fucking amiibos, the extra shit that you don't need. You get physical video game.
But they look cool. I got a Mewtwo. He looks sick. I'm looking at him right now.
You just like having physical things, and that's okay.
Yeah. You're a physical being.
I'm a physical item aficionado.
You're a physical media aficionado, man.
I do want to ask though. So you work at a place that sells used games, and like let's say you walk in and you tell your boss like, oh yeah, I grabbed this from GameStop the other day. Does he like look at you and he's like, hey man, someone like we have that used in a couple weeks. You couldn't wait a couple weeks and grab it used from here.
That's what I'm. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm waiting for him to say.
Also, your store should probably adopt a business model where they sell games that come out. So that's
like
probably
offer,
maybe
trade-in value or something.
New games.
We get new games from time to time. We got Halo.
Then you're not a fucking only use store, you fucking liar.
What? That's like 3 items out of the Why? This isn't important.
Blatant fucking, just a liar. Can't trust him.
Soulcast. I'm actually unemployed, to be completely honest.
Oh, okay. Now it's making more sense.
It actually does make a lot more sense if you're
He's done with the charade. He's not employed.
Yeah, I'm coming clean. I'm a compulsive liar. Family
Video was fake too.
That.
Family Video, such a generic name. We should have known.
Yeah, I don't know why.
There's no way it's a real store.
I've been renting from Rental Movie Store. It's a favorite local place.
Oh man.
I remember how excited I used to be to go rent video games when I was a little kid, though. Like for my Super Nintendo, like Ken Griffey Jr.'s baseball, I'd rent that shit like twice a month.
I don't know that there is any joy like the joy of, getting out of school on Friday and going to Blockbuster and renting something for the weekend.
Yeah.
I don't think so, no.
It's hard to beat. Was hard to beat. Oh well.
I used to get so pissed when they didn't have Pokemon Stadium 2 on the 64.
That one's always out.
Yeah.
I remember going to a local rental place like multiple years after that game, and that's always the one for N64 that would be gone.
Yeah.
Eat both Pokemon Stadiums. Doesn't matter.
Good game.
All right. Well, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, Pokemon Stadium, solid game.
Yeah, very competitive, very esports friendly.
If you weren't playing that game at 24 FPS, you weren't playing. It's crazy. All right. Well, let's get into the news a little bit, Brandon. I'm really excited for this first news story.
I bet you are.
I am, because
good.
just the title
slut.
alone. So, and you guys may have seen this, but we're going to start out with Pornhub's traffic. Okay, yes, you heard that right. We're talking about Pornhub's traffic and how massively it dipped when Fallout 4 came out. And we have hard and fast numbers on this VentureBeat article.
P.S. VentureBeat is like the best website. Everybody should read it. Just saying. I love that website.
Which isn't shocking, honestly. When I saw this headline, it makes sense. A lot of gamers, a lot of hardcore gamers, or if they're not, have something loaded up on Steam, they're probably got their hands on the turkey. So
They're getting something loaded up on
something loaded up on Pornhub on that incognito tab.
Something's not being loaded up. Something's gonna be spitting out a load.
Yeah.
Oh boy,
we got it the first time, Nick. Thanks,
There's more potential for load jokes.
God damn it. So anyway, yeah, on November 10th, traffic started to drop at around 5 a.m. after most people finished downloading and installing the game, which makes sense. And then that decrease from normal patterns continued until around 3 p.m. And then gamers seemed to disappear again, beginning around 6. So this is a quote from Pornhub Vice President Corey Price. He said, "We can't say we're too surprised with what happened to our traffic during peak gaming hours. Based on the data, it looks like a huge surge of people decided to indulge in some wasteland wandering by taking the day off of work and school to play, while the rest of the world had to wade through what we assume were the longest hours of work ever in anticipation of some alone time with their consoles." Wow, that's a really long quote.
Consoles, huh?
Yeah, consoles.
Yeah, consoles. What? This guy is the vice president of Pornhub? Like, I guess they probably have a lot of people on consoles though accessing Pornhub. Like,
I think they've done
and
they've revealed stats for that's actually what console internet browsers
what they use it for.
Most.
I feel like we talked about that or something on here at one point.
I'm actually slightly surprised, only because just at his quote, because if you're taking a day off to play Fallout, you're more likely to be on Pornhub than a normal day where you didn't take off.
Yeah, you've got more room.
I mean,
in your schedule,
you could play Fallout all day.
You gotta take breaks
and take a slight break. Whereas if you're at work, you're not watching Pornhub at work.
Well, maybe some people are, according to this.
That's true. Maybe my assumptions are flawed.
I do look at Reddit pretty regularly at work, and there tends to be some stuff
Yeah, that isn't kosher.
Fairly regularly, like I do see a dick at some point while I'm at work.
By choice,
Yeah.
or?
I mean, I'm on Reddit, so yeah.
You know,
Gone wild.
this whole article like is so sad to me because this whole like gaming is normal and cool, and people that play video games aren't social outcasts and losers. Like this is just like it's just like yeah, it's true. Everything is true. You're fucking losers and you jack off a lot.
Yeah, they need
Like-
they need a similar article for like the Super Bowl or something. We need the fact that it's related to gaming might just be that their traffic takes a dip during sort of any large world
Yeah,
event.
I wonder like for if you looked at like any other big release, even like just for games throughout the year, like
Yeah.
any other big name, I'm sure there is like going to be a slight hit because, I mean,
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if this just happens, fairly frequently with any large, like say like a large single player release, or even maybe even a large multiplayer release. I don't know, or just other things happening in the world. But it is, I mean, it is interesting that there is such a strong correlation, though. I mean, I'm assuming they only wrote this article because it really did look abnormal.
I wanted to see like if there were spikes in like I wanted more data like in certain categories after people started coming back at after 6 p.m. or whatever, like where certain categories hit harder, like certain fetishes were triggered by people playing Fallout, and they're like, oh my god, the trainer category is getting hammered right now.
It's really just shooting through the roof right now. People can't get enough of that wasteland porn. Everybody's got dirt on their faces and
yeah, like those are the stats I want to see. Exactly. I wouldn't be surprised.
Their radioactive category shoots up a bit.
Wow, Steve, our radioactive playlist is servers are taking a hit.
Oh my god. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I thought that was but you're right. I think probably any huge video game release is going to. I'm like I wonder what the stats with something like Grand Theft Auto 5, right? When that came out.
Exactly.
I mean, my
exactly.
god.
I would be curious if that looked similar.
Yeah.
I would think
Probably even
especially
more. I
because
think
it
that's
didn't
even
come out.
more of a mainstream
Yeah,
title.
that was
Definitely.
that's a fucking massive game.
And actually, maybe it wouldn't have because it was the two consoles first and then PC later.
Yeah.
Fallout is one of the only games that has released simultaneously across every platform right around the same time. So,
That could be true.
most interesting thing I found from this is that Pornhub has like a whole site or like a little mini site dedicated to insights. Pornhub.com/insights, completely safe for work and data related.
Is it really? Is there nothing naughty on there?
No.
They haven't labeled that it's safe for work on there.
Yeah. You just have to make sure you do /insights on the end.
That's very.
Probably easy to like accidentally click a link that takes you to something not safe for work. But
That's what I mean. Like, and that would be
appears
my
fine.
luck. I'd like spell insights wrong, and it would take me to like the incest fucking page. And my boss would be like walking behind me, and I'd be like, "No, dude, I'm really looking. I'm
your boss at Twitch.television.
I'm saying if I worked in an office environment, that's why I would never risk it. Never risk it.
I mean, they do have an Insights article called "It's All Coming Up Anal," so I guess maybe take that with a grain of salt.
All right. Well, we also there's a new Windows 10 update bringing a lot of new stuff. I'm gonna let you take this, Brandon, because I installed Windows 10 and it was funky, and then I was like, nope, I'm back on Windows 7. So
yeah, the main reason I added this news article is because I thought one of these features is really really pertinent to people installing from like fresh PC builds. So one of the biggest annoyances I had found with Windows 10 is that you can't do, or before this, you couldn't do a fresh install of Windows 10 and then like use your Windows 7 or Windows 8 key to upgrade it. Like you had to basically go through the upgrade process before you could use your Windows 7 or Windows 8 key on Windows 10. And so it was like this really stupid process of if you wanted to do a clean install, you had to first install Windows 7, for instance, put in your product key, upgrade that Windows 7 to Windows 10, So there
which
was a Windows
required
10
you
key.
have all the Windows 7 updates. At least
Yes.
early on it did, which is fucking annoying.
And so then once you had upgraded that Windows 7 to Windows 10, then you could fresh install Windows 10 because that key had been upgraded. It was like a really stupid process. So this update, they have, like, I don't know why they didn't do this from the beginning, but now you can activate Windows 10 directly from a fresh install with a Windows 7, 8, or 8.1 product key. So that's a pretty big deal because I imagine a lot of people that are gonna upgrade to Windows 10 that are like custom PC, that have a custom PC. A lot of time, like, people are familiar with reformatting and putting on a new version of Windows. So I thought that was like the biggest news for this release. The other thing too is like Windows 10. There are some other like decent features in here, but Windows 10 is actually seems to so far be on a trajectory of like pretty big changes over time, like an actual, I think it's kind of a stupid term, but like OS as a service, sort of like Mac does. Because Windows 7, if you recall, did not really change. Like if you have Windows 7 from the day it launched and you have Windows 7 with like all the updates and service packs and everything, they basically look the same. Windows 10 is not that. Like you're actually getting additional features in the settings menu. There's like some different stuff being added. So there's like no reason you would not want to update to this new version of Windows 10, as far as I could tell. Now, if you're still on Windows 7 or 8, like this is not necessarily a compelling reason to upgrade. But if you're on Windows 10, you should grab the latest update. Which you probably will, because Windows 10 forces you to update. So maybe that's...
Well, there you go. Everybody's getting it.
Yeah, but anyway...
I love Windows 10. Just putting it out there. I'm greatly enjoying it.
I think Windows 10 is fine. I've had a few issues I really, really hate, but it's definitely better than Windows 8. So, I mean, everyone will have to move there eventually, so I've moved there on my home PC. But yeah, for my work PC, like I have no desire to move up. Windows 10 has only brought me like occasional annoying issues, and Windows 7 still works just fine. But anyway, all right. That's the Windows 10 news.
All right. Do we want to talk about the GPU stuff here real quick as well?
Yeah, I mean, basically there's just news that GPU shipments increased pretty much across the board last quarter.
Huge, massive shipments actually being sent to Family Video. They're trying to get into the hardware business.
God damn it!
Handedly ordered
I have a box
600
full of
pallets.
parts, dude. I have a box full of used GPUs, actually. So
you should apply to Family Video.
No, I'll get Tim to sell them.
yeah.
Give him some commish on the sale.
I just in this alternate reality, I want Family Video to become the premier place to buy a video card, even though it makes no sense with the name. They're just like change it.
It's just the one location local to Katie's End. It's that one. Everybody's like flying in from states. It's like,
would you like to rent a GTX 660?
That's right.
you can't buy it. You can rent
Yeah,
it.
you can't even buy them.
In 5-day intervals.
Maybe that's how they're staying in business. They just rent hardware parts.
All equipment in the store is just rented.
Okay, sorry, yeah. Sorry to derail you.
No, but there's I guess GPU. I'm actually not sure how to take this news. Like, that's good that they were up from last quarter, but I think they're still decreased year to year. So I don't know. I guess this is just like a better quarter for GPUs. That's great.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it's good news.
That's great.
I don't need any upgrades, so.
How long?
I'm hoping to skip the next series and then I'll upgrade again. Generally, what I do is I buy the top of the line, and then I SLI like a year later, and then I skip the next series and then I buy.
How long will my 970 last me? You think?
You'd probably be able to skip next generation, I'd imagine.
I have
as long as you don't need to play everything like on the highest settings.
Yeah.
Like,
How many more years do you think I could get out of my GTX 660? Like, I'm good for about a decade, right?
You should probably have upgraded.
Yeah, 660 is
That's like the low end of what you should have right now, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been happy enough with my 970, but there are I definitely am already running into some instances where I can't turn everything on to high or like ultra and get solid 90 plus. Like there are definitely times where it dips. So I just if I played games more than I do, then I would maybe SLI.
It's one of the reasons I went G-Sync, because like I wanted 1440p and I could have gotten a cheaper like 1440p screen, but I want to continue playing games on like high settings and have shit feel smooth. Whereas like if I was getting 60 or 70 FPS on a normal 144 hertz screen, it wouldn't feel as nice.
Yeah,
it feels great on this screen. Like
that's the thing is I might like my next upgrade, instead of upgrading my video card, maybe a better investment would be getting a G-Sync monitor, because I can regularly get 50 plus for sure on any game, and from what I've heard, G-Sync 50-ish FPS still feels really nice on G-Sync.
Yeah, I mean, I played Arma 3 the night I got it because I figured that would be like the best test because the game runs like shit, and anywhere between 40 and 50 was still like a decent experience. It certainly didn't feel like 144 hertz screen or anything, but it was completely acceptable. Whereas like normally if you're playing at 40 or 50 FPS, you want to kill yourself.
Yeah,
I do recommend.
All right,
not for $800, but
In other news, virtual reality just got real. New tech lets users
just
feel.
The title.
I know. I'm just reading what was written. Lets users feel VR, which right away. I mean, we already talked about how VR.
Pornhub article
for porn.
Hentai.
Now you can put these sensors.
Finally.
Right in the examples used in the article, it's these sensors that can stimulate like muscle reaction. So there's like a demo with like boxing where you can feel the blows. But I mean, people are going to be putting these things on their dicks. Let's be real. In the future,
I don't think so. I think it would not feel good.
Well, I mean, not like the punch sensation. I'm sure you can control how tightly it squeezes. Or at least I'm banking on. I don't know. But
I don't know. There's probably a fetish for that.
Oh yeah, well they're definitely
tightly squeezed.
Brandon says is like he doesn't know. Come on, Brandon.
Just saying.
Pornhub.com/categories/tightly squeezed.
Good lord. So basically, a team of researchers from the Human Computer Interaction, or HCI lab, at Germany's Hasso-Plattner Institute have created working prototypes of a device that they call Impacto, which I like the name. Impacto. And the device.
They named it, keeping in mind is putting it in your ass.
That's
how they named it.
Yeah, that's true too.
Impacto.
Sounds like a Harry Potter spell.
Impacto. Yeah, it does actually. Impacto Petroleum. I don't know.
Petroleum? Impacto Petroleum.
Petroleum. Saudi Arabia. Middle East oil. I'm just using keywords. I don't know. The device is integrated into a band that can be worn on the arm, leg, or foot of a virtual reality user. So when you combine it with the VR, it's supposed to, simulate contact on the wearer. So, I mean, it's a cool idea. I don't know if it's...
I think it seems like a very logical thing to try and build with VR, because, I could definitely see VR working pretty well for something like a boxing game or something that doesn't necessarily require you to be moving around like in the space, because I think it's going to be a while before we see like good VR solutions for having to walk around, which is like a really that's a hard thing, right? Because you have a mask on your face, so you could walk into stuff. But I could see something like a boxing game where you're using your upper body.
Yeah, you're relatively static.
Yeah, so that seems kind of neat. Like I could understand like a boxing game having these and kind of feeling the impact of a punch. That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I think my take too is having being an expert on virtual reality, using the Oculus for 45 minutes during the charity stream this year. So that's my expert opinion.
Is that your first experience with it?
That was my first. Yeah, that was my
really?
first. And I liked it. I thought it was cool.
Not
and I
for
think
every day.
I think it's still like, I don't know. Again, I'm sure. I was told that was it the Vive. What's the Sony one?
HTC Vive. The Sony one's Morpheus.
The main thing, at least with the Oculus, in the version I used, was definitely the motion sickness. After like 30 minutes, I was like, holy, like this is rough. I've heard that the HTC one is better, but I don't know. I still think like it was really cool, and like it was the first time I used it, but I feel like they could worry about like nailing that experience.
Feels like too far out.
Yeah. Like I couldn't justify.
Honestly, like 5 more years, please, until it's like actually good and not like rough around the edges, and it's a pain in the ass to set up, and you have to have a really powerful PC.
The picture in this article is pretty funny because it's just like it's clearly a prototype, right? But I think there's so much stuff being tested right now. Even the VR itself, I feel like, is still sort of really in the early testing phases, trying to figure out the killer app for VR. And I think everyone assumes that there is one, but I'm not sure that we've found it yet.
Seeing this picture, the one thing that I honestly think of is Hulk hands, like just feeling one big vibration when you punch something. Like, I can help you feel that, but what's really important is, the minute, sensations that you feel in this. And that's what I really feel that they need to perfect if we want to go into hentai games. And that's most important.
Yeah, well, definitely. Yeah. That should be your next career choice, you should develop a hentai game that will work with this new technology, like with VR and with the... Because I feel like in that case, like if you really want to get it, like you would want to be the person.
It feels like I'm really being slapped around by these tentacles.
Exactly. So it's going to need a lot of muscle, like feeling like your arms are, pinned at your side. And
is there any way for it to have like a little machine on top of my head that every once in a while just oozes out some kind of slime? So it just drenches my body from head to toe while I'm sitting in my computer chair.
Yeah. Anyway. Definitely a market for that. But all right, and this I think the last piece of longer form news is that the FCC says that we aren't banning DDWRT on Wi-Fi routers. And I don't know, Brandon, maybe you can speak to this a little bit more. I read the article, but
basically it's just good news for kind of hobbyists and not even hobbyists, but just people that like running third-party firmware on routers, which is probably a lot of people, because it seems to be a selling point for a lot of routers these days. Like I use custom firmware on my router, and I think it's way better experience. There's a lot of awful router firmware out there, but the FCC had issued some guidance that sounded kind of like it could be construed as banning a lot of that third-party firmware, like DDWRT, and it's basically just like they've sort of, I guess, provided, I don't know. The language was confusing, and now they've sort of stepped that back or provided further guidance that they're not intending to ban third-party firmware, which is good. I just, it's like annoying that this sort of thing, that language can get out there, by the FCC, that even sounded like a ban on this stuff.
Big Brother's watching, man.
Yeah.
That's, they don't want you locking it down with third-party firmware, dude. You might be doing something that they don't like.
Yeah.
That's my take. No, I don't know. That's my conspiracy take. Not really.
I actually think that I think it's important that at least the FCC did say they did not intend to ban this, because I think that's one of the, as we move into a future that is more people are more skeptical about what their router is doing and who can inspect their internet traffic and all that. I think being able to put third-party firmware on that's controlling the experience of your internet in your house, and being able to inspect the firmware on your router and stuff and know that there's nothing underhanded going on is a really good thing. Then again, once it leaves your house, your ISP is tracking every single thing you do. So maybe that's still cold comfort. But
I'm just gonna say this: first, it's your firmware, then it's your guns, then it's your freedom. So let's just be aware.
That's true.
It's the order that things go. Firmware is always
starts
first.
With router firmware. It always does.
It's always that. I mean, if you look back in history, all of the governments that have become police states, it started where they were like, nope, no firmware, no third-party firmware.
George Washington's turning over in his grave. Took our router firmware from us.
He was a huge pusher of third-party firmware. that and cutting down cherry trees or whatever the fuck he did.
George Washington, a little known fact, but he was a huge proponent of DDWRT.
Yes.
And also physical media.
All right. I like how there's just. Are we just ignoring this in the doc? Sorry, I shouldn't be referring to the doc, but I just deleted it. The quick hits. You want to do these real quick? I mean, okay, I'll just say in the doc there was something that just said Fallout with no context. So I'm confused. I mean, I feel like we talked about Fallout a little bit already. We didn't go super detailed, but I mean, Fallout came out this week.
It's a video game.
It's a video game.
It's a role-playing game from Bethesda.
It has no multiplayer.
Next esport, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
In case you haven't heard of it.
I thought that might just be an old thing. So
they did pretty well. I think I saw Fallout had sold 12 million copies already.
Yeah. They shipped. That was a little. I don't know if they. Well, yeah. I guess that means sold. Yeah. They sent out 12 million copies total.
I mean, there are like 300,000 current players online, and 473,000 was the current peak today. So I believe those numbers.
Yeah. Definitely.
We only have one quick hit, which is just for hardware folks. Kingston is now selling. I think they're selling a 128 gig RAM kit, which is like, I guess
95% of people listening do not or will not ever need that.
Well, let's never say never, but
I mean,
right
you
now,
can have it. Feel free to have it. Well, yeah, never is probably not the.
I can't really think of any reason why someone would need that much today, like in their home machine. Obviously, 128 gig is. There are servers and stuff that certainly need that much, but on your home PC, I can't think of why you would need that much RAM. But I don't know. We are moving into we're quickly moving into a future where I feel like 16 gigs, is like the minimum I would probably put in a PC. And I think 32 gigs is probably the sweet spot if you're building a new PC today, and you want. But
still, like most people, probably 8.
Yeah, I mean most people. I would imagine most computers in the world are probably running like 4 or less.
Yeah, I'd say 4.
But I think you can get away with 8. But there are definitely times where I've been using at least 8 gigs when I have a whole bunch of browser tabs open. Like, that's the funny thing, is that it's not even necessarily gaming that you would need all that RAM for. It's like if you just have a lot of browser tabs open, which...
Yeah, basically.
I have 32 now. Does. I ran into that even at 16, because I never close my browser tabs.
Yeah.
So I got 32. I don't see it happening ever.
So that's why it's so funny to me that, a lot of people that are probably just using their PCs for browsing, and they probably have browser tabs open all the time, they don't realize that they could benefit from having more RAM.
Download it.
Yeah, I was just about to say, why are they not just downloading it right now? But all right,
guys,
well, I'll take a look.
I forgot to mention, I got placed in Plat 1.
Oh, Plat? Wow, okay.
Yeah.
I just thought it was going to be gold.
Yeah, very serious. I'm also ranked Plat in Team Slayer. Basically, I'm a god.
Yeah.
Well, it's time to get mad.
It is time to get mad. We're gonna
this is really fucking stupid.
It's pretty. So in the Let's Get Mad section, Apple CEO Tim Cook. So we're already upset because we just said Apple CEO Tim Cook.
I mean, that's fine.
I'm actually kidding. We don't. A lot of us. I mean, I have an iPhone. A lot of us use Apple products, but it's more what he said. He essentially, in this quote, declares the end of the personal computer, which is a pretty lofty statement. And so in the context for all this is...
especially considering he's the CEO of a company that produces personal computers.
He does.
They don't consider the Mac a personal computer.
Yeah. It's a personal computer. It doesn't matter what Tim fucking Cook says. Is that his name? Yeah, Tim Cook.
Yeah. No, it's Tim fucking Cook. It is.
Tim fucking Cook.
So they wanted to... This article is just talking about... well, this is the quote from Tim, okay? And
Tim, you guys boys?
Let's hear it from Tim.
our boy Tim. All right, ready? Here we go.
What do you got to say, Tim? He's on the... drag him into the Skype call.
Yeah, drag him in here.
Tim...
Oh, he doesn't have a personal
Skype's
computer.
only usable on the personal computer.
That's right. So he was at an event, and this is what he said. He said, I think if you're looking at a PC, why would you buy a PC anymore? No, really, why would you buy one? So he goes in once. You're like, all right, Tim. All right, dude. And then he goes, no, really. He's like, listen to me. Why would you buy one? So I mean, right here, Tim Cook clearly is not a gamer. We'll say that.
Yeah.
Not looking at. I mean, maybe he's mobile game. He probably plays a lot of Farmville.
Also, clearly doesn't have any other device that you would use on a computer.
So, and this is in the context of them talking about the iPad Pro, which is supposed to be like a replacement for a notebook or desktop. So
also,
basically,
that's not even like an all-encompassing replacement. Clearly.
So, and these are pretty bold claims. He's saying that they will start using it and conclude, they being us, when I buy my iPad Pro. I can't wait.
For $800.
$800, or probably more. They no longer need to use anything else other than their phones. So the iPad Pro will be everything you need, and then you can have your phone as a companion device. But that PC you just spent $2,000 building to play Fallout 4, at the highest res with everything maxed out. No, Tim Cook says no. You don't need it. Okay.
I can't disagree with him. He makes a lot of great points.
Very valid.
I can't believe that he actually I don't think he actually thinks that. I get that.
No, I think it's just for the sake of being.
But I really don't even understand him saying that, though, because an increasing part of their business over the past decade has been the Mac line. Like
converting PC users to your Mac, to your Mac laptops and shit.
Like that sort of, I don't know. That seems like a slap in the face to a lot of the work that a team at Apple has done, and saying that you don't understand why someone would need a PC is just
ignorant.
It's very out of touch.
It's
blatantly ignorant.
It's ludicrous on its face, because iOS is a completely closed platform, and there are just all sorts of reasons that I have never thought when I'm using an iPad or my phone, oh, this is cool. I don't even need my PC anymore.
Yeah,
right. Yeah, I never have thought.
I actually think the exact opposite all the time. I'm oh, I hate typing my email on this touchscreen, or oh, I wish this worked the same with the same feature set as the desktop version.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm also reading. So anyway, in the same, it also links to an article about obviously the iPad Pro being out, and the reviews are in, and don't anybody. Tim Cook might be a little bit ahead of himself.
I love my iPad Air too. I love my iPad. Don't get me wrong; it's one of my favorite devices that I own. But
I like the iPad a lot for what it is, and it's a big iPhone. And you know what? It's great for doing stuff that I want to do on a bigger screen than an iPhone. It's good for playing Hearthstone. It's good for watching TV shows and movies. It's good for a lot of stuff. It's good for consuming content. I don't think this is anything crazy revelationary.
No.
But
you are selling iPads for me. I'm going to buy one right now.
But for actually doing work, which is now what the iPad Pro is for, I guess.
Yeah.
Who is going to use that unless you're an artist and you're
this guy.
Cool,
hold on,
let me draw digital stuff on my iPad Pro.
There you go. Yeah, that's in the article. That's in the other article that I just talked about. It is literally an artist drawing on the iPad.
So I could see that. I could see that if you're an artist and you draw digital art, all right, cool. They just made a device directly for you. But for anyone else, it's just a larger iPad, and an iPad is basically just a larger iPhone.
Yeah.
You're lying. That's my rebuttal.
You're a liar.
You're lying.
I mean, honestly, it depends on your line of work too. I mean, it is true. Even when I was executive support and I was just literally running around Apple devices, guys that all they needed was basically to do their email and be on their phone. Okay, sure, because they had their secretaries do everything else for them. So yeah, I mean, it depends on the context.
But that's the thing is,
of what your job is.
If your job is mostly just around writing email, you probably don't want to write all your emails on a touchscreen.
Yeah, you can do it in a third of the time.
And I get that now they have a overpriced keyboard and stuff. And maybe that's the thing is maybe then the iPad does become good enough for that very small percentage of people that just need to read and write emails.
But you're also on iOS. You're also it doesn't have the power if you want to do anything gaming, or I guess you could edit a video on it and on whatever is available for iOS.
The funniest thing for me with a quote like this is that it negates the understanding that a decent percentage of the people that have now converted to Mac are developers and like software engineers. You can't do any of that work within iOS itself. Like developing all of the cool apps that are on iOS, you have to do on a PC. You just have to.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, someone again, we're not supposed to reference chat directly, but I will. Lucky Snake said he thinks that Tim Cook's only talking about PCs when he says PC, he's only talking about Windows Microsoft. PC.
Yeah.
And I understand that, but it's like you said before, like I know that they don't think of their desktop computers and stuff as PCs, but they are, right?
The only difference is the operating system, so it doesn't
and the operating system that limits you versus one that's free.
I actually think that's like the thing is, I mean, maybe he does mean that. I don't know. I'm just looking at literally a 2-sentence quote from the guy. But I actually think one of the biggest PR wins for Apple has been the fact that, like, when you say PC, you don't necessarily mean a Windows Intel-based PC. It could be a Mac, or it could be Linux. Like, I think Macs have a lot more mindshare than they used to, and when you say PC, you could also be talking about Macs these days. And a lot of times people are. So I actually don't. I mean, maybe if he clarified, I'll feel stupid, but I don't think that's what he meant. Because, like, Macs are PCs. It's just a different operating system. It's a different feature set.
Right. All right.
You think if we get Tim Cook on the podcast, if we could, like, play a diss track that I make for him?
I think that'd be a good way to yeah. We'll play this, what we just talked about, the Get Mad section. We'll then play your diss track, and then...
Or I could just do a live performance. Just do a live, like, spoken word.
Yeah, spoken word diss.
I think the thing that makes me most mad about this article is that I actually half think that quote was given to him by someone in his PR department and was like,
sure.
Listen,
Probably.
you're going to say this
sure.
because a lot of people are going to write articles, like they're going to be upset. And
it's eyes on the iPad right now. So.
Like I actually think that may be reality, is that he said it because he knew that podcasts would talk about it, that they'd write
God damn it, we're a part of the problem.
We played right into their hands.
We did. I think you're right. Tim Cook right now.
Apple tomorrow.
So mad with myself.
Tim Cook 69 not logged into Twitch right now. Let me check the viewer list. Oh my God, there he is.
He's a sub?
Dude, no, he's not a sub. He's just in the viewer list. Oh no, why? Oh no, it's Tim Cook 69. CUK.
Oh.
Anyway, I'm guessing that's Tim, but all right, Tim, you got us. Sorry, dude.
I like him a little bit more if he was actually riffing on his own name for his Twitch username.
That would be pretty good.
But even if he was given something to say like this, like, yeah, it does get your eyes on it, but like, this isn't gonna win anybody over. Nobody's gonna be like, yeah, Tim Cook is so fucking right. Everybody's just either gonna buy their iPad and move on with their fucking lives, or they're gonna be like, why did you say something stupid, Tim Cook?
It really downplays all of the like legitimately good work that their Mac team has done to put Macs
it doesn't
really
make
on
sense.
the map.
Yeah,
they're going against a part of their own business, basically, by saying that.
Right. Well, I think what we need to do is need to have a Tim Cook watch and see if there's another, like, next week, if there's another, like, clearly inflammatory quote from Tim, we'll know that he's just trying to get us upset, another podcast upset that are PC gaming related.
We're not going to stop talking about Tim Cook.
We'll never. Every week it'll be a new quote from Tim.
He's saying stupid things just for us specifically to talk about, because we're the only people that will talk about him after 50 straight weeks of him saying retarded stuff.
Oh man, yeah, it could be.
It's just been ranting on Twitter.
Do you want to run a quick ad, Brandon, and then we can do viewer questions, or do you just want to go right in? It's up to you.
Let's just go right in.
All right, let's do it. All right, I'm not going to take this first one. I'll let you. KD, go ahead. Go ahead.
Were we going to do new releases? Or?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I totally forgot. Yes. Go ahead. Yeah, do the new releases, and then we can do your questions.
Okay. Well, Tomb Raider came out last week, but not for the PC.
No.
Only on Xbox One 360. Yeah, that's what it says on the doc. Star Wars Battlefront comes out on the 17th.
Yo, so stoked.
Oh my god. Fallout 4 has already come out.
Bad.
I don't know why it's on here.
Yeah, why is that on this week?
Yeah, what?
Already came out.
Okay.
I mean,
Also,
it is a new release. It's
so
not
that
like
we
an
can-
upcoming new
We'll
release.
take this opportunity to again promote our myriad of Fallout 4 content on the site, which you should go read, spoiler free.
Go to the site, go to the YouTube channel.
Hit it all up.
Oh, there. And also the Rocket League Mutators update comes
Excited
out.
for that.
What day? Yeah, I'm very excited for that. And can't wait to play the hockey mode for that.
Yeah.
God, there's
what
so many
day does
good
that
games
come
to
out
play
again?
right now.
Yeah.
It's almost like
good
it's the
games,
holiday
not the
season.
time.
We're coming up on the holiday season.
Ooh. And Just Cause 3 is coming out. Oh, there's no time.
They're really
Is that
not
first?
soon.
Is that
December
like
1st.
first week of December?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, it's December
3rd
1st.
is Just Cause 3. Or
That's
first.
the first.
I'm actually really annoyed about Tomb Raider after watching. I watched a couple people stream it. It looks it looks really good.
Yeah, I've heard really good
Does
things.
that game run at 30 FPS on console?
Probably.
It didn't look like it from what I saw. It looked
No?
It looked pretty smooth.
I mean,
No.
it looked good. I can't recall if it was 60 FPS or not, but it looked good.
It'll
I
be
think.
60 FPS when it comes out on PC in like 6 months.
You can't guarantee that, Brandon.
Yeah,
Not everybody
we'll
gets the
see.
same performance.
God.
But yeah, I did pick out a couple.
This is
I always
why
go
PC
through
is
the
dying.
Steam. I always go through the upcoming games on Steam, pick out a few indie games. So let's talk about a few of those. There's this game called Fuego that's coming out tomorrow. It looks to be kind of like a Mexican standoff simulator in that you position your banditos to
You can't fucking
like.
say that.
That's what the game. I'm just trying
I'm
to quote
saying
the article.
you, as a white male, are not allowed to say banditos.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
not even because it's racist, just because I don't want to hear you say it again.
I can't do it.
I
I
felt
can't do it.
awkward.
Yeah, the Fuego, the banditos,
Fuegi? Fuegio?
Fuegi gameplay. It looks like you set up your Mexican soldiers to shoot in different directions, and then everything kind of plays out at once. Can't really tell from the gameplay video, but that comes out tomorrow. Looks interesting. It won some awards like Best in Showcase from the like PAX East, things like that. So that is one to look out for. The next game is we'll pass that. Yeah, it's just.
My favorite thing is
more.
my favorite thing is Katie Zen's internal dialogue during this section is my favorite.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
I was
all
here
over
like,
the place.
Continuing
You're
to
like,
talk about it.
He didn't even write these on the document. So
I know,
Like
so
he,
we don't-
he,
No,
I
I
think he was
just have them on
planning.
web
He was
browser.
planning to not talk about them, and then like at the last minute, mustered up the confidence.
We gotta talk about him. He's a real journalist.
Yeah,
Nothing gets left behind.
that's what I'm doing. But yeah, finally, Assassin's Creed Syndicate comes out on the 19th for the
Oh
PC.
my god! If I hear the word Assassin's Creed again, I just get
Yeah,
triggered.
it's.
I'm just over
I
it.
know absolutely nothing about this game. It could be.
Played any of
the-
them at all?
Yeah,
No.
I played the first two, but after that, I stopped. I mean, it's just
It could literally be like the best open world action game of all time.
it could be, and I would just roll my eyes. Which
I'm
Yeah,
sure
I
I've
guess
been
it's Assassin's Creed.
really.
so
For me, Assassin's Creed is so firmly in the wait until it's $15 or less on Steam
Oh, yeah.
category
Exactly.
that
Yeah.
I completely like don't care about the when it releases.
I mean, you're not a real fan of history or
or the Illuminati either.
has nothing to do with the Illuminati, but that's okay.
Kind of.
But that's gonna do it.
I believe
for
you're
me.
thinking of the Knights Templar.
That is what I'm thinking of, actually. Yeah. Oh, that's it. Okay.
Pre-order.
All right.
Pre-order now and get the Darwin and Dickens conspiracy mission. That's what it says on the.
Is that right?
I thought you were
Yeah, it
joking
does.
for a second.
No, that's what it says.
For what game?
Uh,
What is that?
For Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
Jesus, fuck.
It's called the Darwin and Dickens conspiracy.
Yeah, it's.
That's
I
a
get
that's
it.
a mission.
Oh wow! They described
get
this
it.
very well. Embark on 2 pulse quickening missions. I've never
Pulse
heard
quickening.
that.
It's one
Pulse
of my,
quickening.
that's man. You knew they ran out of synonyms when
That's-
you have to use
Yeah,
pulse
That's
quickening.
damn-
You can
that's
only
damn
say
good
action-
copy if you're a newspaper in 1940. That's a damn good copy.
Get
You
your
can only
flash
say
hard when you play Assassin's Creed Syndicate.
one thing I find interesting. It has full Japanese audio. You don't really see that on too many games.
Okay, we're really
Like-
all right. Let's,
Sick,
Yeah,
dude. Really excited about that feature.
Yeah, dude.
The new
I'm
releases
sold.
section really hitting the relevant topics.
oh boy. Well, I shouldn't. I mean, that might be relevant.
London characters speaking Japanese.
Yeah.
We just need a topic for things Katie Jen finds interesting.
Yeah, we do. Maybe we'll just change it to that section instead of the new releases. It could be like wrap
We'll
up.
have to put that at the end because we'll lose about half our viewers.
All right.
Yeah, it's
all right.
For me.
Viewer questions. Let's do them. I'll take the first one. MJ7 Game says, "How hot is APL?" But
I'll take the first one because it has to do with me.
Has to do with me, and then
What happened to me?
Of me. I don't know. In a compromise.
I added that picture in just as evidence.
Oh, as context. Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly, I mean, I'll answer that honestly. I'm not essentially attractive man. However, if you put some makeup on me, like I really do feel like my eyes pop. I get decent contour lines too.
It's almost like makeup does that to people.
Well, yeah, I know, but I don't know if that works on everybody. You know what I mean? I feel like
Definitely doesn't work on everybody.
I feel like I could really thrive. I don't know. It made me think about cross-dressing. I'll be honest. I don't know.
You don't have to think about it. Just fucking do it.
Just do it. Kind of. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's been spammed. It's the
something in your goddamn life, please.
I did go one time to what was it? Is it the burger place in West Hollywood that has the drag queens? Oh man.
Why are you asking me?
I don't. I'm not asking you.
Like what?
Don't you frequent those stores?
Just Scott's inner dialogue again.
Yeah, now I'm doing inner dialogue. Anyway, and I found it fascinating. I thought it was really cool.
Wait, there's a burger place that caters to
Are you
cross-dressers?
talking about
It's literally right next to where the old machinima offices were. Yeah, it's in West Hollywood.
For some reason, I thought maybe isn't there a place called Jumbo's or something? But that's a different.
Oh no, that's like
a
really
burlesque.
depressing. Yeah, strip club kind of burlesque show. Yeah, but I've always found it fascinating. But anyway, sorry, I didn't let you guys answer the question.
Is that
Go
like
ahead.
a well-known thing?
Your life.
The burger place, I don't know if it's super well known. I can't think of the name right now. I'll look it up. I'm sure I could find it. I could literally just Google the old machinima office address and find it.
Were you in the machinima offices? The cross-dressing?
No. I was definitely there. They do and then they do it's like all your waiters are drag queens, and then they do like karaoke and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
And this is a burger place.
But it's a burger place, and not just a burger place. I mean, they sell other stuff, but I think their burgers they're
pretty versatile in terms of cuisine.
Yeah.
Are you sure this is not like a gay bar, and you happen to always order burgers there?
Thinking about it now, I don't think so. That's not how it was described to me. I mean, it is in West Hollywood, so
yeah. I just went to a bathroom and there was a hole in the wall. I sucked it in his dick, and afterwards he passed a hamburger through the hole.
A burger place.
Yeah, burger place. He squeezed McDonald's McDouble through the glory hole, and I was finished sucking him. It was a great time at the burger place.
I feel like maybe it's just an elaborate code word scheme you have going.
I really am not. I'm looking. Okay, I'm really looking. I'll try to find the name of the place. I'm literally going to Google burger place in West Hollywood.
Can we at least bring up another question while you're doing this?
Sorry, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. With drag queens.
All right. So next question.
Hamburger Mary's. It's Hamburger Mary's. It is very well known. It is very well known.
Oh, wait, I think I've heard of that.
Thank you. It's very famous.
Is that a chain?
I don't honestly know if it's. Oh well, it says there's a Hamburger Mary's WeHo, so it probably is a chain. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe
they just have a couple different locations or something.
Yeah. Okay, sorry.
We'll definitely
Vindication. I knew it. I knew it wasn't a glory hole. I knew it.
You had to be sure that it wasn't a glory hole. You needed.
I'm glad we cleared that up.
It's cleared up. Oh man. All right, Ryan Hellman. What's worse, when a game doesn't live up to its hype, or when nobody plays a great game because they never heard about it?
Definitely when a game doesn't live up to its hype.
Ooh, I would say the second one.
Absolutely.
I think the second one.
Yeah.
I think if you look,
hype is
think about the world without people having discovered a game like Binding of Isaac, because it was a tiny little game. I mean, obviously Edmund's a celebrity from Super Meat Boy and this movie, but think about it, had he not been, and nobody would have played a game like Binding of Isaac.
Oh, this is
fucking tragic.
Metal Gear Solid 5 is what I'm thinking about when I see this question. Just didn't live up to the hype enough for me. So that might have been.
So here's your problem: is getting hyped to unrealistic expectations
for a
video
AAA
games
title.
or for anything. The internet is like it brews up unrealistic hype, and hype is not what you want. Just go into a game being like, it could be bad, it could be good. It's going to
enjoy
exist.
video games.
What I should do, I should just rent every game to see if it's good or bad.
Yeah,
good idea.
That's your solution, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you work at a place that sells used games.
Holy fuck!
How many times can we bring this up in this podcast? Oh man!
I don't know how you don't use that as a strategy already.
No, but hype is definitely like can be a cancer, because then it also, even if the game's really good, but if you get caught up, like Nick's saying, in the internet hype,
your expectations are
never
so
live up
high.
to the expectations.
Yeah.
Or it rarely does it. So you can't just enjoy it.
The goddamn internet all the time for every goddamn game.
Yeah, that's true.
Like people are bitching about Fallout 4 when Fallout 4 seems like a very capable video game, but no, you get like you put it in this god status and it ruins it for you.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. Like Fallout's a pretty good example of that, because so many people hyped it up so much when Fallout 3 did not have like that kind of hype around it, and I think that's maybe why so many people regard it as, a really great game in history. But Fallout 4, maybe people won't regard it in the same way because the expectations were set so high that Fallout 4 is like probably a way more content-rich game than Fallout 3. Like, they spent a lot of time on it, spent a lot of money on it, but the hype is so much higher for Fallout 4 that you will see, like, you do see a lot of people not happy about it, and it's like maybe your expectations are just too high.
Yeah, like it's a video game. It is a product that has the possibility to be not as good as you would like it to be.
So when no one plays a game that they've, like a great game they've never heard of, that gives you the opportunity to be a snobby hipster and tell like, yo, you ever play Dark Souls? No, you haven't. It's good. You should play it. Yeah, I know. I
nice,
tell you all good games, dude.
What a tiny game. No one plays Dark Souls. Never even heard of that one. Real indie title. No one that plays RPGs ever suggests playing Dark Souls.
That's the joke. John said Binding of Isaac.
I mean,
Binding of Isaac is a very small game with a low budget.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then as far as like no one
for the second example, just look at Tribes Ascend. What could have been.
Still hurt, Brandon? Still hurts, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah. Gotcha. All right. The Stacked Deck asks us if you could make a game in a different genre. As an example, StarCraft as a Doom-style FPS. That's what he's thinking. What game would you choose for something like that?
That's actually a pretty good example. I might choose that one. An FPS, StarCraft-themed FPS.
I mean, StarCraft Ghost, never forget.
I know. I remember being really hyped for that game.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool. Dota into a MOBA.
Oh, sick, dude.
God damn it.
Halo into a MOBA. Wait, MOBAs aren't the hot thing right now. What's the hot thing to do in video games?
What is the
choose your own
voxel-based adventure games?
An early access voxel-based Halo. Open world with RPG elements and roguelike elements.
Ooh.
With 8-bit graphics.
It's going to be free to play with. Well, no, it'll be AAA $60 with microtransactions, because that's what you do now. Is you put microtransactions in.
DRM, online only.
DRM.
It's a single player game, but you have to be online.
Not even. We're going to have 2 season passes. 2 of them.
And then after the second season pass, you get mod tools.
Pre-order for the beta that comes out a month before launch. And that's pretty much what I'm looking for.
That's a good
People
answer.
get map tools in a couple months.
Halfway through the lifespan of the game, yeah, that's when you'll get the map tools.
Awesome.
But the PR release is just very not.
By the way, you're welcome for these map tools.
Oh yeah. Oh god.
All right, that's a good answer. I don't know. I can't think of a better answer than that. Hearthstone as an FPS. Overwatch?
Overwatch, kind of.
I know.
Pretty much Overwatch it would just be different characters. It would be like the other Blizzard characters.
It's sort of Paladins almost.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, Paladins is basically Overwatch with a card game element.
Yeah.
I would do The Binding of Isaac as a text adventure.
Okay, that's not a bad
describing
choice.
all the piles of shit in the room.
That could actually work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you spell the poop sounds though? Like in the text-based game.
That's how you spell it? The sounds you're making? God. All right. And lastly, Dave Holyjaw, I believe that's how you say that, or Holyha. If you could repeat life, what changes would you make? It's a very
I would have
question.
picked up memeing earlier. Because, like, given my age, like, I'm not yet an aficionado, and I feel like had I started memeing at 12 or 13, had I started memeing at 12 or 13, though, yeah, but think about how great I would have been.
Yeah,
if I started at 12 or 13.
You know, sometimes parents can see it in their children, but sometimes it's a little undetectable, so you can't really see it. It's a talent that comes out late in life.
I don't blame my parents for my failures as a memer. Like, I feel like they supported me.
That's
good.
Yeah.
But
they let your memery blossom.
But also, we grew up during a time where, like, memeing, there wasn't as much research done on the memeing gene.
Is memeing safe? Can you do it? If you're under the age of 18, is it safe to meme?
Right.
That's actually true. Now, there was not a whole lot of meme research when we were growing up, whereas now you have, you know,
we didn't know what the Surgeon General thought.
Know your meme, man. Dedicated to.
You have entire sites dedicated to meme history now.
Yeah, exactly.
That we just didn't have.
I mean, we were having unprotected e-bombs browsing at young ages.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good answer.
You know, like YTMND and E-Bombs World. You know, we were on the cutting edge of memes back then, but there wasn't really a culture around it.
I remember when a meme was as simple as thinking that you were downloading a movie off LimeWire and then getting, you know, fucking Goatsy or Mr. Hands. Like, that was my first kind of introduction. I was like, oh, I get it. It's a joke. It's not the movie I wanted. It's a guy getting fucked to death by a horse.
You've been taken for a ride.
Right, exactly. God damn it.
But you didn't have a troll face to
That's what I mean. I didn't
experience.
Like, I was just disgusted and scarred for the rest of my life. But now I know that it would just been a troll face on the other end, like that. But
I think now you can relate your experiences to memes in a way that you couldn't before.
Yeah.
There are like all of these images, you know, all of these memes, if you will, that represent experiences we have today that we used to have in the earlier days of the internet, but we just didn't have the memes to describe them.
Someone save that clip of Brandon saying all of these memes, if you will.
The thing, it really is weird to think about, though, because I was trying to, I mean, memes as we know them, I mean, it's something that didn't really exist. Like, I was trying to think, like, what in the real world is the equivalent, but it exists with the internet, really.
No, a meme memes are not exclusive to the internet.
No, well, the culture of it now. I think,
like, basically, at this point, every meme is born on the internet. There is not a meme that
That's
starts...
not by definition what a meme is, but...
No, I know that, but I'm talking about memes, the current day definition of memes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the definition of the word meme has changed
when you
over
think
time.
Memes,
I've spawned like such an intellectual discussion.
I know you really did.
On memery, and
it's deep.
I'm just saying, is like I'm not nearly as dank as I would have liked to be.
Someone in the chat said memes have replaced feelings, but yeah, think about that. You know, like you know, something's happening. Instead of actually like opening up about it, you could just find a fucking picture or an emote or a face. You know, that I wouldn't say it replaces it, but it
augments feelings. It describes feelings that previously you couldn't describe the exact way you wanted to.
Exactly.
Whereas now you can.
Now it's safe.
You don't have to go through a long explanation of like what you're feeling. You can send someone a meme and they understand.
Right. Yeah. Wow, we really need to have a full meme discussion cast. No, this is the most I think we'll ever do, but it is really bizarre. I mean, and the thing I always think about is the young, the real youngsters coming up now. Like they're gonna
don't say youngsters.
They're gonna look back to the days of Le Reddit troll face as like the glory days, and we're just going to sit there in disgust.
Right. Exactly.
That's when it was it still is it's fucking bad. It's just bad.
All they have to look back on are, Rage comics
Oh God.
Oh man.
Where were you guys the first time you heard over 9,000?
The television show.
I think I'm starting.
I hate that people still use over 9,000. I still see kids saying over 9,000. It's like there's nothing left of it. You're jerking off like a mummy.
Yeah, that, and when I hear like this is Sparta.
Oh my God!
Nothing funny about it anymore.
This is Sparta? No, you will get.
He sees that shit on Dig. He's like, he's on Dig.
On Dig.
This
what
is
the fuck, man?
Katie,
Why is
be careful where you're
that
browsing.
should have been in the tech news, dude. Fucking Dig just raised a $4 million round of funding.
I actually want to know where you recently heard or saw that this is Sparta.
I haven't. I was just saying.
Oh, okay.
Like, no, I haven't heard it in a long time.
Every once in a while, you see a kid on the internet in like a YouTube comment section that says, like, brings up something from an age that like is nobody thinks is still funny, and it's just like,
yeah, that's true.
It's just bad.
All right, I like that answer a lot.
I
I don't know if
success kid.
I think I understand now how old people feel.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't feel old in a lot of ways, but I definitely feel old about memes and internet culture.
And the whole point I was leading up to is like, I mean, you can say that people that they're going to look back and be like, yeah, these were the golden years, but they're not going to like know that a world existed. Like, you know, the youngest person on this cast.
That they're standing on the shoulders of giants when it comes to meme history.
Exactly, and that like there was a world before, you know, before memes. They just grew up with them all the time, just like people that, you know, they come out of the womb holding a cell phone nowadays. Like, yeah, there was a time before cell phones.
I don't think the female body produces a cellular device.
No, they put it in there during the whole growing period. Like, it grows with the baby.
You don't have a period.
The technical term, the growing period.
The growing period for whatever happens inside of a woman as the baby grows.
Yeah,
the part of pregnancy where the thing that grows inside of.
You get an ultrasound and a cell phone insertion.
And a little cell phone. Yeah.
Little cell phone.
Little cell phone. I need that, Brandon. Can you say that one more time? Little cell phone insertion.
I feel like I really am concerned about the sound clips of me.
Yeah, they're pretty good this cast. That's all right. All right. Well, let's do the.
We ignored that entire question in favor of talking about memes.
We did. Yeah. Well, that was John's answer, and I feel like I don't have anything to top it. Really, it's pretty good. All right, let's do the iTunes podcast review of the week. We'll have Katie's end read it, but Brandon, let's just real quick, as you always do.
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like just every week when I think that these instructions aren't useful, you know, the previous week we only had one review, and we were, you know, obviously that was the one we had to feature, given the way this system works. But this week we had like 5 or 6 reviews, so clearly the instructions help. So iTunes. You can access iTunes from a lot of different services. You might have heard a lot about it recently, especially with all this Apple talk. Like iTunes is definitely in the news, and the great little-known feature of iTunes is that it hosts this podcast, and maybe you're listening to the audio version. Maybe you got it off iTunes and you didn't even know it. But you can also rate podcasts there. It's sometimes it's hard to find, but it's a worthwhile thing to do, especially for this podcast. So what we want you to do is we want you to find the ratings section on iTunes. We want you to rate this podcast 5 stars, and the rest of it is really up to you. It's your creative canvas, if you will. And we've had a lot of great reviews in the past. I think we have a pretty solid lineup of reviews this week. It was actually hard to choose, but you could achieve your roughly 3 to 5 minutes of fame on this podcast if you review it. And we pick one each week. The only rule is that it has to be 5 stars, and the rest of it, again, the world is your oyster.
Katie, take us away, my friend.
All right, I'll take it away. The title of this review is "Kids Be Mangled on Demand." It's from Mike Rochburns, a name I'm sure you're all familiar with.
He frequents it's been a while since we've had a meme name. That's an old classic.
Yeah. It's a good standby.
It's a pretty classic meme, actually.
God.
That's another sound clip. It's a pretty classic meme. And so this review says, it's actually a poem. Barn door Barn door, oh, barn door.
Okay, Katie's in.
I
need you to not mess
Start
up
it
at all.
from the top and don't fuck it up this time.
Okay, I'll focus. I can't.
You can do it.
Barn door. I'm not laughing. I'm having trouble pronouncing this.
Okay,
barn
I'll
door.
just do it. It's all right.
No, I'll do it. I've got
You
it.
got it? All right.
Barn door. Oh, barn door.
Oh my god!
No, I got it.
No.
Barn door. Oh, barn door. Let down your long hair. As I climb up, I notice your noggin is bare. I get to the top, and it is dark in there. Not until I am in your anus am I aware.
Wow.
Now, there are several continuity errors throughout this. Let down your long hair, but he notices the noggin is bare.
As he's climbing up.
That's a good point.
Yes.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, he gets to the top, and it's dark in there, and he references the anus. Now, I'm not sure if the anus is at the top of your head, on your noggin.
What?
But I think Mike Rodsburns has to go back and...
I think this is just a story about a man that climbed Brandon's long ass hairs.
Right. Also, it's possible that Brandon had one of those things where like the top of his head was bald and he just like he had shaved it or it was balding there, but he had like one of those ponytail things going on. I've seen him. It can happen. Yeah. I agree. I'm confused as to how he got into the anus after being at the top.
Yeah, how did he...
I think that's what Brandon does, is he just stays at the top of towers and then lures in princes that are looking to save women with their long hair.
Right, and you're right. You
climb up.
Like braid.
He's like a Venus flytrap.
Yeah. We're assuming, yeah, that you're totally right. It's definitely not meant to be head hair, I don't think.
Actually, yeah. Now that I'm reading it again... I actually think this makes perfect sense for what he was going for.
Yeah, he's climbing up and like you misled him.
Yeah.
He was climbing up the tower and you leaned over your balcony, looked down at him, and he's like, "Oh, you don't have any hair on your head. What am I climbing up?" He keeps going up in your ass.
Where do you think Kids Be Mangled on Demand fits into this scenario?
I'd imagine a person climbing into Brandon's ass. It's like that shot from James and the Giant Peach. They're crawling through the hole into it.
Oh my god!
I mean, it is also Brandon also has a giant peach, so
yeah. Oh my god! All right, all right. And on that note, we are going to end episode 214 of the KBMOD podcast.
I actually have a much higher appreciation for that poem than I did when I first read it.
I agree. Like us, kind of diving into it.
I didn't realize there was so much confusion.
Yeah, I was totally set on it. It had to be head hair for some reason, but you're right.
I think I was learning along with the audience on that one, and I actually this is a piece of work.
I got you first. I got you through the first read. I can appreciate you.
Kids Be Mangled on Demand is KBMOD.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just not sure how. I'm not sure how it fits into the poem though.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought we were like. Okay.
Oh, do the titles have to match the content of the review now? Is that?
No, they don't. See, that's what I mean. It's a unique space for you to share your feelings. Creative.
Right. Right.
There's almost as much creativity available here as there is on an iPad Pro. with the optional unreleased stylus.
You are going
Nothing
to
you could really do on
your out the window. Never.
Yeah, you couldn't do this on a PC.
Yep. Definitely.
So make sure you get an iPad Pro and then do your review for the podcast.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks for listening.
Nice.
Yeah, dad.